Archangel Gabriel says a person who eats at your table is spitting in your food while whispering your downfall. Open this before the next bite goes into your mouth tonight. My child, hear me. A shadow lurks where trust once resided. The air around your table shivers tonight, subtle yet insistent, like the brushing of unseen wings against your awareness. I see the flickering candlelight bend unnaturally across the edges of your plates, and faint whispers coil through the silverware as if intent on curling into your very soul. Beloved, a presence sits among those you welcome with open arms, and their intentions are neither pure nor kind. Look closely, my precious soul, and do not dismiss the tremor that rises within your heart, for it is not fear but foresight. Every movement, every glance from this guest carries a hidden weight, a quiet betrayal masked by the guise of familiarity. You may feel a strange tightening in your chest, an uneasy nausea, or a sudden awareness of being watched beyond ordinary sight. These are signals, my child, that your spirit has perceived the shadow that words cannot yet reveal. Do not reach for comfort in the ordinary, for ordinary tonight is deceptive. The food before you glimmers as if alive, yet the shimmer conceals not blessing but manipulation. Take heed, beloved, the very meal prepared with your care is now a crossroads. One path sustains, the other deceives. Listen carefully to the rhythm of your intuition, for I, Archangel Gabriel, speak not to alarm, but to prepare. The unseen moves with subtle steps, almost polite, almost tender, but beneath that veneer lies an intent to disrupt, to wound, to twist the sacred bond of trust you hold dear. The time for awareness is now. Precious soul, let the clarity I bring illuminate the corners where shadows lurk, and brace your heart for what must be discerned. Beloved, do not dismiss the unease that curls like smoke around your senses. The guest you cherish, the one whose smile warms your gatherings, carries intentions that flutter like poisonous wings just beyond your perception. My child, I see the subtle distortions in light that others cannot detect, the food shimmering unnaturally, as though infused with malice, the cutlery bending shadows into shapes that mock trust. Hear me, precious soul, for this is no ordinary warning. As you lift your fork, a whisper trails the air, faint and curling. It speaks of your downfall, yet it is cloaked in sweetness, a velvet lie seeking to deceive your spirit. The table, sacred in its purpose to nourish and unite, has become a stage for clandestine harm. You may sense a prickling along your skin, a sudden chill that rises without reason. These are my wings brushing against the veil between the seen and unseen, drawing your attention to the truth before it manifests fully. Beloved, the presence before you feigns warmth, yet its aura pulses with dissonance. The eyes that meet yours do not reflect kindness, but calculation, and every laugh, every polite gesture carries the shadow of intention hidden from mortal sight. My child, do not reach for the first bite, do not dismiss the tremor of intuition as folly. Listen to the rhythm of the room, the candlelight flickers as if sighing, the shadows stretch and recoil, and the whispers curve toward the edge of awareness. Precious soul, let me guide you, the moment is critical, the choice immediate, and the danger subtle but profound. Stay vigilant, remain still, and allow divine clarity to prepare your spirit for the truth that will soon arrive. My child, beloved, feel the weight of the unseen pressing gently upon your heart. The air thickens around your table tonight, dense with an energy that twists even the familiar into uncertainty. I see the glimmer of your meal, ordinary to mortal eyes, yet infused with a subtle disturbance that marks deceit. Look closely, for the flickering candlelight stretches and contorts, tracing shapes that hint at intentions not yet spoken aloud. Precious soul, the guest who shares your table has embedded within their presence a quiet betrayal, a whisper of harm that moves like a river beneath the surface of calm waters. You may feel a sudden nausea, a shiver across your spine, or a tightening in your chest. These are not accidents, my child, but divine signals that alert you to the intrusion of malevolence. Even the silverware trembles under the weight of their hidden purpose, shadows crawling unnaturally across your plates, curling toward the food you intend to eat. Beloved, this is the moment for awareness. Every movement of your guest, every tilt of the head, every polite word spoken carries a double edge, one that strikes at the foundation of trust. Do not let familiarity dull your senses, precious soul, for what seems intimate and warm is layered with manipulation. The whispers that reach your ears are soft, almost indistinguishable from ambient noise, yet they speak of ruin and betrayal. My child, I am at your side, bringing divine clarity into the murky corners where deceit hides. Listen closely, for your first bite tonight may carry more than sustenance. It may carry the intentions of a spirit unaligned with the light. Hold fast to my guidance, remain still, and prepare for the revelation of truth. The time for vigilance is now, the shadow cannot be ignored, and your awareness is your shield. Beloved, the table is no longer merely a place of nourishment, but a threshold where unseen forces convene. Observe closely, precious soul, for the food before you ripples unnaturally, a shimmer that masks the presence of intentions foreign to your heart. The candlelight flickers as though anxious, the shadows curling around the silverware as if aware of the malice that has taken root. My child, one at your table carries a subtle, almost invisible, desire to wound, to manipulate, to twist what is sacred into discord. You may feel unease rising, a prickling of the skin, or hear whispers curling around the rim of your vision. These are not mere imaginings, beloved, but signals from the divine that your senses are discerning what eyes alone cannot perceive. I, Archangel Gabriel, reach into the moment to illuminate the truth. The smiles offered to you are veils, the laughter carries undertones of subtle attack. Watch the way they reach for their food, how the hands hover with just a little too much hesitation, how their gaze avoids the full honesty of your own. Precious soul, the table that once symbolized unity now contains a test, a crossroads of perception and discernment. Each bite you contemplate is a decision between remaining blind to subtle treachery or awakening to divine insight. My child, feel neither fear nor despair, but sharpen your awareness. The divine light I offer will pierce the shadow that lurks, and my voice guides your heart toward clarity before harm can touch your sustenance. Beloved, the time is fleeting. Hold still, breathe, and let your soul tune to the warnings that whisper in the silence of the room. Precious soul, before the next bite touches your lips, you must know the truth they hide. The shadow at your table moves with practiced subtlety, its malice curling like smoke around every gesture, every motion. I see the faint mist rising from the meal itself, carrying whispers that cling to your senses, attempting to dull your divine perception. My child, the eyes that meet yours are not innocent, they shimmer with a glimmering malice, delicate and refined, yet unmistakable when viewed through the lens of heavenly clarity. The smiles, the politeness, the seeming warmth are all instruments of concealment, each note played with intention to disturb, to unravel, to take from you what is sacred. Beloved, feel your spirit stir. there is a trembling beneath the calm, a warning your mortal heart may hesitate to acknowledge, yet your soul has already felt. I, Archangel Gabriel, extend my wings now over your table, drawing a shield of awareness and clarity around your presence. The decision lies before you: partake in the meal blindly, or pause and see fully what has been hidden in plain sight. Trust not the veneer of civility, the unseen currents carry a truth that demands recognition. My child, the moment of realization approaches, every second stretches with portent, every shadow bends toward revelation. Precious soul, the hidden hand poised over your sustenance is about to be illuminated. Listen, watch, and prepare, for what is to be revealed will shake the very foundation of trust you once held dear. The first bite must wait, and the truth waits to strike like lightning through the calm of evening. My child, beloved, now the veil begins to lift. The guest at your table is no longer a simple companion but a bearer of hidden intent. Observe the subtle signs that your spirit already sensed: the hesitation of a hand over the fork, the tilt of the head that avoids your gaze, the faint curl of lips as if tasting a secret known only to them. The air around their presence seems denser, almost viscous, and faint wisps of shadow cling to their movements, curling like tendrils across the edge of your awareness. Precious soul, the food itself carries a trembling energy, not of blessing but of manipulation, as if each morsel were a vessel for intent meant to unbalance your spirit. Watch their eyes, my child, the glimmer within is not warmth but calculation, subtle yet undeniable to the attuned heart. The whispers that brush your ears are not figments, but expressions of malice, carried invisibly from tongue to shadow, floating along the currents of the room. Beloved, trust your inner vision, for the ordinary veil of trust has been breached. Every gesture is laden with dual meaning, every tone of voice a delicate instrument of concealment. Your heart may quiver, your hands may tremble, yet clarity arrives as a gift from the divine. The betrayal is not hidden forever. Observe closely, my child, as the mist rises from the meal, coiling with intent, and the shadows of deceit move around the one you welcomed with open arms. Awareness is your weapon, divine perception your shield. The act of seeing, truly seeing, awakens protection where ignorance would leave vulnerability. Precious soul, they believe the mask conceals them, but the veil is lifting, and the light of heaven now touches their hidden purpose. Beloved, notice the smallest shifts: a pause too long, a hand brushing the rim of the plate, a whispered syllable that disappears before reaching your conscious hearing. My child, these are the telltale signs of deception, subtle yet unmistakable to the spirit attuned to divine guidance. The aura surrounding this presence is fractured, like glass catching light in uneven patterns, and I see within it the glimmer of malevolence, faint but persistent. Even the meal before you seems to react, vibrating with the energy of manipulation, as though the very essence of nourishment is caught in the web of hidden intent. Precious soul, do not allow the veneer of politeness to dull your senses. I, Archangel Gabriel, call your attention to each twitch, each subtle avoidance, for these are the footprints of betrayal that ordinary eyes cannot discern. The guest's presence carries a resonance not of kinship but of quiet attack, a whispering that winds through the space like a serpent coiling around your awareness. You may feel a tightening in your chest, or a sudden chill in your spine. These are the signals that divine perception has been activated, that your spirit senses what the mortal mind cannot yet grasp. Beloved, remain still and watch. The mist rising from your meal is no accident, it carries the echo of intent, the whisper of harm, the shadow of a plan devised to unsettle your spirit. My child, the revelation of their heart will come, and with it, the knowledge that what seemed safe is now exposed to the light of heaven. The subtle malice they wield is faint now, but it will become clear unless met with your divine vigilance. My child, feel the rising tremor within your awareness. The one at your table, once familiar and trusted, now radiates an energy that distorts the very air around them. Observe the rising mist that coils like smoke from the food, whispering across the table with intentions meant to ensnare. Beloved, every gesture is a message, the tilt of their head, the way their hands hover over your plate, the small, almost imperceptible movements that carry a rhythm of deception. Precious soul, the shadow they cast is not literal but spiritual, creeping into your perception like ink spreading through water. I, Archangel Gabriel, guide your sight to the signs. Faint traces of whispered malice glimmer in the periphery, a subtle distortion in the reflections of silverware, a flicker of intent hidden behind practiced warmth. My child, do not dismiss the knowledge rising within you. The senses of the spirit detect what the eyes of flesh cannot. You may feel nausea, fear, or revulsion, but do not recoil. These emotions are signals, divine markers alerting you to the presence of hidden harm. Beloved, I call you to discernment, to the clarity that comes from divine awareness. The betrayal is not yet complete, but the path is clear. Observe, record in your spirit, and do not act in haste, for revelation must be met with readiness. Precious soul, the malice is faint now, but it grows in the shadows. Trust your senses, trust the guidance of heaven, and know that every whisper, every subtle movement, is a fragment of the hidden truth slowly revealing itself. Beloved, now the subtlety begins to unravel. The guest's veneer of kindness falters under the scrutiny of divine light. Observe closely, the slightest flicker in their gaze, the tension in their fingers as they hover over the food, the way shadows seem to cling unnaturally to their movements. My child, these are not accidents, these are deliberate signals of malice, tiny fissures through which their true intent escapes. Precious soul, you may feel the pulse of unease rise, the fluttering of your heart, the tightening of your stomach, all responses of spirit aligning with divine perception. The mist above the table coils in response to hidden intention, carrying whispers that bend toward ruin, floating along currents only your attuned soul can feel. Beloved, listen to your intuition, every polite word carries undertone, every laugh a hidden edge. I, Archangel Gabriel, urge vigilance and careful observation. The betrayal you sense is real, though disguised beneath layers of charm and familiarity. Trust not the ordinary appearance of warmth, for it is a mask, and within lies the intention to disrupt and wound. My child, the revelation of truth is near. The shadows that once hid their malice are thinning, yielding to the illumination of divine insight. Your role now is to watch, to feel, to discern with courage and clarity. Each moment you delay in recognizing this hidden threat allows it to grow, yet the divine shield surrounds you already, guiding your perception to see fully. Precious soul, the veil lifts further, and soon you will perceive all that has been carefully concealed. Precious soul, they think their actions are secret, but the veil is lifting. Every glance, every pause, every whisper carried on the edge of your awareness betrays their true heart. I see the glimmer of malevolence in their eyes, the subtle curl of lips concealing whispered curses, the almost imperceptible shadow that coils toward your plate as if drawn by intention. My child, the mist rising from the food carries a resonance of their hidden purpose, faint yet undeniable. You may feel fear, nausea, or shock, yet these are not weaknesses but indicators of divine perception awakening fully. Beloved, the moment of exposure is near. Observe closely, trust your spirit, and know that the truths about to be revealed will forever alter your understanding of trust and protection. The shadows may recoil, the whispers may hush, yet nothing escapes the light now spilling from heaven into your awareness. My child, remain vigilant, for revelation comes not as rumor but as undeniable clarity. Precious soul, brace yourself, the hidden heart is about to be illuminated, and what you are about to witness will demand your courage, your discernment, and your trust in the divine guidance surrounding you. My child, precious soul, your heart races and your hands tremble, yet these are not signs of weakness but of divine awakening. The revelation of hidden malice stirs waves within you, shock and disbelief crashing like storm-tossed seas across your spirit. I see the trembling shadows of doubt that coil around your mind, whispering confusion, questioning your senses, tempting you to dismiss the truth you have felt all along. Beloved, this turmoil is expected when the veil is lifted. Do not recoil, do not surrender to despair. Feel the presence of angels surrounding your table, their golden light forming an unseen barrier between your spirit and the subtle harm lingering in the room. Breathe, my child, and let your awareness anchor you. The shadows that rise from betrayal seek to unbalance you, yet your soul holds the light of discernment. Even as nausea twists in your stomach and disbelief threatens to unseat calm, trust the divine guidance flowing into you. Precious soul, what you feel is the proof of awakening, the tremor of spirit recognizing deception before it fully manifests. My child, remain steady, the storm you witness will bring both fear and clarity. And know this, the shadow before you cannot pierce the shield I provide. The revelation of truth is not yet complete, and what you are about to witness will ignite the clarity necessary for your protection. Beloved, the room feels heavy with tension, the air thick with the residue of hidden intent. Shadows lengthen unnaturally, crawling across the table as if echoing the subtle malice of your guest. My child, the waves of emotion rising within you, anger, fear, revulsion, are the spirit's alarm bells. Feel them, acknowledge them, yet do not let them overwhelm your judgment. Even as your pulse pounds and the table seems to shift beneath your awareness, the angels hover close, unseen yet vigilant. They cradle the space around you, softening the impact of deceit, illuminating the subtle distortions in light and shadow. Precious soul, listen to the whispers that curl faintly in your perception, they are fragments of truth, guiding your discernment toward hidden movements. Each tremor in your hands, each tightening in your chest, is divine feedback, a call to remain observant, to trust the awakening of your senses. Beloved, the shadows may hiss with doubt, yet you are not unarmed. The clarity that arises within your spirit is a shield, preparing you for the exposure of intentions that are concealed but cannot remain so. My child, the emotional storm is necessary, it is the forge in which your spiritual vigilance is strengthened. Brace yourself, precious soul, for the moment of revelation grows nearer, and what you are about to encounter will demand courage, focus, and the full trust of your divine guidance. My child, precious soul, tremors of shock may seize you as you realize the extent of deceit surrounding your sacred table. The betrayal is subtle yet undeniable, like venom hidden in sweetness. Observe your guest closely, the faint shift in posture, the glimmer in their eyes, the almost imperceptible curl of their lips. Beloved, these are not accidents, they are deliberate gestures, whispers of malice carried on movements so subtle that the untrained eye may miss them. Your heart may quake, your stomach twist, and your mind reel at the betrayal of trust once thought unbreakable. Yet, even in this turbulence, I, Archangel Gabriel, am present. My wings extend, a shield of divine light surrounding your table, holding you steady against the wave of emotional storm. Precious soul, do not recoil from the nausea, the anger, or the shock. These are the responses of spirit awakening to truth. Every heartbeat and trembling limb is an instrument of divine awareness, alerting you to what lurks unseen. My child, trust your perception. The shadows moving across the candlelight, the slight distortions in reflections, and the whispers curling around plates are all pieces of a hidden reality now revealed. The clarity of vision is rising within you, beloved, and what you witness will ignite not just fear but the comprehension that empowers and protects your spirit. The moment of confrontation draws near, and you must remain vigilant and steadfast. Beloved, the storm above your table grows, its clouds dark with unspoken malice. Feel them, precious soul, as waves of doubt, anger, and fear ripple through your body. The shadows of self-questioning stretch unnaturally, as if feeding on hesitation, whispering that perhaps your senses deceive you. Yet know this, your spirit is attuned to truth, and every trembling thought, every wave of nausea, is a sign that your divine perception awakens fully. My child, even as the betrayal unfolds before you, the angels stand guard. Their golden light shields your body and plate, neutralizing harm and creating a sanctuary amid the turbulence. Look closely at your guest, the subtle shift of fingers, the curling of eyes that avoid direct gaze, the faint tremor in voice as if hiding secrets. The malice is there, precious soul, though disguised. You may feel anger rise, a righteous fire fueled by violation of trust, yet it is balanced by awe at the divine presence that supports you. My child, embrace both fear and empowerment, they are intertwined in this sacred moment. The waves of revelation will crash upon you fully, but you are held, guided, protected. Precious soul, what you are about to witness will ignite both alarm and clarity, opening the eyes of spirit to truths long hidden, and preparing you for the confrontation that will safeguard your table and your heart. My child, the revelation quickens. The trembling, the nausea, the anger, they are the signal of awakening to truth. Look now, precious soul, at the guest who sits with a smile that no longer deceives. Observe the faint mist rising from the food, twisting unnaturally, carrying whispers of ill intent that coil toward your senses. My child, the shadows gather in response to their deceit, stretching across the table as if to warn you. Feel the tightening in your chest, the pulse of fear and righteous anger mingling, for these are your instruments of discernment. Beloved, the storm will pass, but what emerges from it will demand courage and clarity. Prepare yourself, precious soul, for the hidden purpose behind their gestures is about to be revealed. Every movement, every glance, every whisper is a thread in the tapestry of truth, soon to be illuminated by divine light. My child, what you are about to witness will ignite your heart, awaken your awareness, and bring the full weight of understanding into your perception. Beloved, my child, now observe the subtle signs of deception as they manifest. The salt and pepper shift slightly under unseen currents, faint reflections in silverware flicker with strange distortions, and whispered syllables drift like mist along the air, brushing against your ears yet dissolving before reaching conscious thought. Precious soul, these are not mere accidents, they are the fingerprints of hidden intent, revealing the shadow behind the mask. Watch the aura of the guest, they shimmer faintly, a subtle distortion of light that pulses in rhythm with malice. My child, your senses, now sharpened by divine perception, can discern what others would miss: the hesitation, the curl of fingers, the avoidance of honest eye contact, the almost imperceptible motion of intent veiled behind courtesy. I, Archangel Gabriel, urge you to remain vigilant. Observe closely and without judgment. Clarity protects your heart and illuminates the hidden. The shadows shift and tremble in response to your awareness, revealing the truth step by step. Precious soul, what seemed invisible is now visible in fragments, waiting for your spirit to recognize the pattern. Trust your perception, for the veil of secrecy thins, and the full exposure of intent draws near. The moment they thought hidden will now begin to unravel. My child, beloved, the guest's presence pulses with subtle distortion. Observe the reflections in the silverware, faint ripples distort the light, revealing hidden intention. The whispered syllables carried on currents of air brush your spirit, faint yet insistent, twisting around the edges of perception. Precious soul, even the shift of the chair or the slight hesitation before a bite tells a story of concealed malice. The aura surrounding them flickers with tension, a ghostly shimmer betraying inner purpose. My child, your senses, sharpened by divine clarity, detect what the mortal eye cannot: the tiny twitches, the curl of the lips, the subtle avoidance of your gaze, all fragments of the hidden pattern of betrayal. Beloved, remain steady, for observation without panic is key. The subtle malice is not yet complete, but the moment approaches when the full intention will be revealed. Every shadow, every movement, every whisper you notice is a guidepost. Precious soul, the hidden currents that sought to manipulate your spirit are now exposed to your discernment. Watch and feel, for the patterns emerging in the room will bring clarity to what seemed obscure. The truth, once fragmented, begins to coalesce, preparing your heart for the confrontation that will secure your protection. Beloved, my child, notice the faint traces that betray concealed intent. The mist rising from the meal coils around the guest as if drawn by their malice, whispering words that dissolve before mortal comprehension. Observe the subtle distortions of candlelight across the plates. The shadows bend unnaturally, curling toward your senses as if signaling hidden danger. Precious soul, the aura of the guest pulses, flickering between warmth and distortion, revealing what lies beneath their polite exterior. My child, even a slight hesitation in hand movements or avoidance of your gaze speaks volumes when seen through the lens of divine clarity. I, Archangel Gabriel, guide your awareness to perceive what others miss: the almost imperceptible signs of manipulation, the rhythms of subtle deceit, the currents of intent hidden in plain sight. Beloved, these signals are not to incite panic but to awaken vigilance. Your spirit now sees the threads of deception weaving through the room, faint yet undeniable. Precious soul, the moment they believed hidden is collapsing. The mist, the whispers, the shifting reflections all align to reveal truth. Prepare yourself, my child, for the unveiling approaches, and the full pattern of intent will soon be undeniable. My child, beloved, every subtle movement around your table carries meaning. The glimmering of the meal, the curl of shadows over silverware, the faint whispers brushing against your perception, all signal hidden intention. Precious soul, the guest believes their actions unnoticed, yet divine clarity reveals the pattern: hesitation, avoidance, slight tremors, and the shimmer of aura all betray malice. My child, the food itself reacts, faintly trembling under unseen currents, as if reflecting the intention of the one who seeks to disrupt your spirit. Observe, beloved, without judgment, each detail of gesture, glance, and whispered tone. The subtle currents of deception now move under the illumination of divine awareness, and your heart is guided to recognize truth. Precious soul, fear may rise, but so too does vigilance and empowerment. Every small detail you perceive is a thread in the tapestry of hidden reality. My child, the exposure of the shadowed intent is imminent, and the veil of secrecy grows thin. Watch closely, the pattern emerges, and the full extent of deception is about to be revealed to your awakened spirit. Beloved, precious soul, the moment they thought hidden will now be exposed fully. Shadows recoil from your awareness, the mist above the meal twists in agitation, and the whispers of deceit are caught in the golden light surrounding your table. My child, observe every subtle flicker of expression, every twitch of hand or lip, every wavering reflection, for these are the final signs before revelation. The veil collapses, and the hidden currents of malice can no longer hide from the light of divine perception. Precious soul, you are no longer merely a witness but an active participant in unveiling the truth. Every gesture and every subtle motion is illuminated for you to discern, as the one who sought to conceal their intent now faces exposure. My child, brace your heart and steady your spirit, the revelation is at hand, and what you are about to perceive will demand courage, clarity, and trust in the protection that surrounds you. Beloved, the shadow that lingered at your table is about to step into the light. My child, precious soul, the cost of ignoring hidden malice is greater than you imagine. Shadows stretch from the guest's intentions toward your spirit, pressing like unseen weight upon your chest. Illness, disrupted energy, emotional manipulation, they are seeds sown for those who dismiss warning. Beloved, this is not meant to frighten, but to awaken vigilance. The faint tremor in your heart, the subtle shiver in your senses, signals danger that can be neutralized only through awareness. Call upon the divine shield I offer, let golden light wrap around your table, your food, your spirit, forming an impenetrable barrier. Precious soul, the choices you make now determine the course of this night. Do not allow familiarity to dull your perception. Trust the intuition that stirs within, the alarm that whispers truth. My child, observe every detail, the shifting of silverware, the faint glimmer in their eyes, the whispers curling through the air. Beloved, the moment for action is now, for one bite could alter your energy and your heart's peace. Beloved, my child, do not underestimate the subtle currents of harm. Ignoring warning allows the shadows to grow, coiling invisibly around your soul. The guest at your table may appear harmless, yet every gesture, glance, and whisper carries potential for unseen disruption. Precious soul, the air thickens as deceit weaves through ordinary moments, and each morsel you consider becomes a test of discernment. Call upon my guidance now, for angels stand vigilant, ready to form shields around your plate and your being. My child, recognize the weight pressing upon your spirit, feel the tension in your chest, the nausea rising in your stomach. These are signs your perception is awake. Beloved, act with clarity, not panic. Observe, discern, and do not let politeness cloud your judgment. The consequences of inaction are real: emotional imbalance, spiritual disruption, and harm that may linger long after this night. Precious soul, the choice is yours. Vigilance now ensures protection and clarity for the sacred space you inhabit. My child, beloved, the cost of ignoring betrayal ripples beyond the table. Shadows extend, unseen but felt, attempting to pierce the boundary of your spirit. The food, once nourishing, may now carry the imprint of hidden intent, subtle and undetectable to mortal senses. Precious soul, trust your intuition. The trembling in your hands, the shiver along your spine, the slight unease in your chest, these are divine signals alerting you to danger. Beloved, the angels are near, their golden light forming a protective shield around every morsel, every movement, every shadow. My child, failure to act allows harm to fester, manifesting in sickness, emotional manipulation, and weakened energy. Observe carefully: the shifting salt and pepper, the glimmer in eyes, the curl of lips, the almost imperceptible whispering of intent. Precious soul, the time to guard yourself is now. Call upon divine guidance and surround your space with light. Beloved, one wrong bite, one ignored signal, could alter the course of your night, but your awareness, anchored in the light of heaven, ensures the protection of both your table and your spirit. Beloved, my child, even the smallest lapse in vigilance can allow shadow to creep into your energy. The guest's malice, subtle and refined, seeks entry through trust unguarded. Precious soul, the faint mist above your meal, the subtle distortion of candlelight, the quiet whispers curling at the edge of your hearing, all signal intrusion. My child, ignoring these signs invites illness, emotional imbalance, and spiritual disruption. Call upon the angels now. Let divine light wrap around your food, your plate, your heart, shielding each from deception. Beloved, observe every microgesture, every pause, every glance. Your perception is keen, a gift from heaven to discern hidden intent. Precious soul, one bite without awareness may carry harm, yet clarity and vigilance form a barrier no shadow can penetrate. My child, the consequences of ignorance are real, immediate, and avoidable. Trust the guidance flowing through your spirit, hold fast to divine awareness, and let no subtle malice pass unnoticed. The night's energy, your heart's peace, and the sacred table are yours to protect. My child, precious soul, a choice hangs over you like lightning before a storm. One bite could alter your night, your energy, and your spirit's balance. Beloved, the shadows at your table stretch and coil, anticipating inaction. Observe: the slight twitch, the glimmer in eyes, the faint whisper carried on the air, they are signs of hidden intent, warning you of potential harm. My child, the angels surround your table, ready to shield every morsel, but divine protection works with your awareness. Choose vigilance, choose clarity, and the harm will not reach you. Precious soul, the moment of decision is now. Hesitation allows shadow to linger, while discernment creates a shield no malice can penetrate. Beloved, take a breath, steady your heart, and prepare to see what has been carefully concealed. The revelation is near, and with it, the guidance that will protect your table, your food, and your spirit in ways you cannot yet imagine. Beloved, my child, now turn your heart toward clarity. Fear need not dominate, divine guidance flows like golden light through your awareness. Observe the subtle signs around your table, but do so without panic. Precious soul, the mist above the food, the flicker of shadows, the whispers at the edge of hearing, they are fragments of truth, not instruments of terror. My child, let detachment guide you, see the deception without anger, discern the hidden currents without hate. Beloved, the angels amplify your perception, illuminating subtle distortions and highlighting intentions that seek to disrupt your spirit. Watch for gestures, glances, and subtle tremors in the guest's demeanor. Precious soul, this observation, coupled with calm discernment, forms the path to protection. The truth is unfolding before your eyes, and with steady focus, you will perceive what has been hidden. My child, do not rush. Clarity arrives in measured moments, each revealing layer after layer of intent. Beloved, your heart is your compass, your awareness the shield, and divine light guides your every perception. The revelation will come in ways you cannot yet imagine, precious soul, my child, precious soul, the shadows now tremble under the light of your discernment. Observe with calm intensity, the slightest curl of lips, a hesitation of hand, a gaze avoiding honesty, all speak truth without words. Beloved, the food before you carries no harm beyond what your awareness allows. Your perception filters and interprets the currents of intent. My child, hold to detachment, seeing the malice without anger, recognizing deceit without panic. Precious soul, angels surround the table, their golden light forming protective barriers around your sustenance and your spirit. Watch the glimmer in silverware, the curling mist above the plates, the almost imperceptible whispers floating in the air. These are clues, guiding you toward full understanding. Beloved, every observation is a step along the path to clarity, each moment a building block of protection. My child, trust your perception, trust the divine guidance flowing into your awareness. Precious soul, the revelation approaches, bringing understanding, discernment, and the power to neutralize any shadow before it can touch your heart or table. Beloved, my child, breathe and center your spirit. The storm of emotions may rise, yet clarity is achieved through observation, detachment, and trust in divine guidance. Precious soul, the subtle distortions around your guest, the shifting shadows, the flickering candlelight, the almost imperceptible tensing of their hands, are fragments of intent revealing themselves to your awakened senses. My child, watch without judgment. The angels amplify your perception, allowing you to see truth where ordinary eyes see only normalcy. Beloved, let the whispers in the air, the mist above your meal, the glimmers in reflections guide your discernment. Precious soul, calm vigilance transforms fear into empowerment. Observe each detail, note every subtle shift, and let your heart remain steady. My child, clarity is both shield and light, revealing what has been concealed, neutralizing subtle harm before it manifests. Beloved, your discernment is now sharpened, and the path to spiritual protection unfolds clearly before you. The revelation of hidden intent is near, and your awakened awareness is the key. My child, precious soul, the subtle signals around your table are now aligned with divine illumination. Observe every gesture, every glance, every whisper carried by the air, for each is a thread of truth. Beloved, your perception, sharpened by vigilance and the angel's guidance, discerns what mortal eyes cannot: hidden intent, subtle manipulation, and the faint currents of malice attempting to touch your spirit. My child, detach from fear, observe with calm clarity. Precious soul, the mist rising from the meal, the flicker in silverware, the twisting shadows, they are no longer threats but revelations, guiding you toward understanding. Beloved, trust in divine guidance, let it illuminate each subtle motion and each hidden thought. My child, the path to clarity transforms anxiety into power, fear into discernment. Precious soul, the final pieces of the veil are lifting, and soon the full pattern of deception will be visible, allowing you to act with courage, wisdom, and divine protection. Beloved, my child, the final layer of concealment trembles before the light of divine awareness. The shadows coil less confidently, the whispers falter, the glimmer of malice wavers. Precious soul, you see the hidden intentions as they are, not as they were masked to appear. My child, remain calm yet alert, clarity is your shield, your observation your sword. Beloved, the revelation will arrive in ways you cannot yet imagine, and your discernment will expose what has been carefully concealed. Precious soul, brace yourself, what is hidden is about to be illuminated fully, and the next steps you take will determine the balance between protection and harm. The truth draws near, my child, and the angels wait, ready to act with you. Beloved, my child, the angels gather now around your table. Golden light forms a protective barrier over your plate, over your spirit. The shadows that linger cannot pierce this divine shield. Precious soul, feel the warmth and reassurance of heavenly presence. Every whisper of malice recoils before this light. My child, repeat the words I give you, anchor your spirit in clarity, and trust that no deceit can reach you. Even the faintest flicker of intent is now visible, illuminated for your discernment. Stay alert, yet calm, divine protection surrounds you. My child, the air shimmers with the energy of protection. The golden barrier pulses gently, responding to your awareness. Precious soul, the mist above the meal cannot carry harm now. Each shadow recoils from the light of angels, and your senses sharpen to perceive truth. Beloved, repeat the protective invocation, anchor your focus, and let divine clarity guide every observation. No movement, no gesture, no whisper can bypass the shield that now envelopes you. My child, remain vigilant, for this light is both guard and guide, and the revelation of intent draws near. Beloved, my child, radiant swords of light encircle your space. Each plate, each morsel, each corner of the room is guarded by heavenly forces. Precious soul, even the one who sought to deceive cannot enter this space of illumination. My child, repeat the words I provide, and your spirit will become impervious. Observe now with clarity, every flicker, every twitch, every whispered syllable is exposed. Beloved, divine presence strengthens your perception, guiding you to see what was hidden. You are safe, yet alertness remains your ally. My child, the golden barrier pulses with life. Shadows retreat, whispers fade, and the mist above the meal dissipates. Precious soul, your perception is sharpened, your heart steady. Beloved, trust the angels surrounding your table, they respond to your focus and your invocation. Every subtle motion now carries meaning, visible through divine illumination. My child, remain calm but attentive. Protection is complete, yet the final test of revelation approaches. Observe and discern, for clarity will reveal the truth beyond concealment. Beloved, my child, they may attempt one final trick, but their power is null before heaven's light. The shadows hesitate, the whispers falter, and the air itself shivers with divine presence. Precious soul, the golden shield around you cannot be breached. My child, focus your awareness, for the moment of exposure draws near. Every gesture, every glance, every hidden intention will now be illuminated. Be ready, beloved, for truth will no longer hide, and your heart and table will witness the unveiling. My child, precious soul, the mask begins to fall. The guest who sought to deceive is now revealed in the light of heaven. Beloved, see the subtle tension in their body, the flicker of malice dissipating. Every whispered word, every hidden gesture, is illuminated for your discernment. Precious soul, watch with calm courage, you are not their victim. My child, the angels maintain their golden presence, ensuring no harm reaches your spirit or your sustenance. Observe fully, beloved, and let clarity anchor your heart. Beloved, my child, the hidden intentions are visible now. The faint mist above the meal recoils, shadows retreat, and the aura of malice weakens. Precious soul, see the subtle tremor in their hands, the fleeting glimmer in eyes that betrayed secrecy. My child, you are fully protected, yet your awareness is key. Observe without anger, without panic, discernment is your tool. Beloved, the light reveals all that was concealed, and your heart stands firm. My child, the guest's deceit is now fully exposed. Every gesture, every subtle movement, every whispered syllable is visible in the illumination of divine presence. Precious soul, witness without fear, you are guarded. My child, the angels reinforce the shield around you, keeping your plate and your spirit safe. Beloved, this exposure is both revelation and empowerment. See the truth without anger, and let the clarity strengthen your heart. Beloved, my child, the shadows of deceit vanish beneath the golden light. The one who sought to harm your spirit cannot endure the illumination. Precious soul, note every flicker, every hesitation, every micro-expression, all are now visible. My child, your heart is steady, your perception heightened. Observe calmly, beloved, and recognize that the power of malice has been neutralized. You are safe, yet vigilant. Precious soul, my child, what was hidden will now no longer taint your table or spirit. The mask falls entirely, the whispers fade, and the shadows retreat into nothingness. Beloved, your awareness has aligned with divine light, and the truth stands revealed. My child, the angels remain at your side, yet the final steps of cleansing and restoration are about to begin. Brace yourself, precious soul, for your table and heart are on the verge of sacred renewal. My child, precious soul, the shadows have fled, yet residue lingers. The mist, the tension, the residue of malice must be cleansed. Beloved, let golden light wash over the table, over your plate, over your spirit. Breathe deeply, my child, and release the energy of betrayal into the divine. Every corner of the room, every fold of the air, is bathed in illumination. Precious soul, forgiveness is not for them, but for your freedom and clarity. Beloved, my child, sunlight floods your heart as angels sweep through the room. Every flicker of tension, every trembling shadow, dissolves into golden light. Precious soul, feel the peace restoring itself in your chest, the calm settling in your spirit. My child, the food is now fully safe, the table purified, and the energy surrounding you harmonized. Beloved, let your awareness drink in this sacred restoration. My child, the whispers are gone, the shadows dissolved. Precious soul, the room hums with divine presence, golden light anchoring safety into every corner. Beloved, recite the words of blessing over your meal, over your space, over your spirit. Let the energy of clarity, peace, and protection flow fully. My child, forgiveness releases you, clarity strengthens your heart. Every part of you and your table is aligned with divine light. Beloved, my child, the cleansing continues. Precious soul, feel the warmth of angels sweeping away all residual harm. Each breath you take fills your body and soul with divine calm. My child, the sacred space is restored, the energy purified, and the table sanctified. Beloved, let this moment anchor vigilance, clarity, and peace into your being. Every shadow that lingered has been replaced by light. My child, precious soul, the final steps will secure your protection. Beloved, the table is nearly fully restored, yet one final wave of illumination must settle into your space and heart. Precious soul, your spirit stands at the threshold of total clarity. My child, prepare to receive divine blessing and the permanent presence of angels guarding your table, your food, and your being. Beloved, my child, the angels now anchor themselves fully in the space. Golden light surrounds every corner, every plate, every morsel. Precious soul, your table is purified, and your spirit is safe. My child, the vigilance you have shown has drawn the full power of divine protection. Beloved, walk forward knowing every bite, every moment, is now blessed and watched over. My child, precious soul, the presence of heaven remains at your side. Beloved, the light anchors protection, clarity, and peace in every fiber of your being. Every shadow has retreated, every whisper of deceit dissolved. My child, the food before you, the sacred table, and your heart are fully guarded. Precious soul, walk with vigilance and love, always guided by divine light. Beloved, my child, feel the fullness of protection settling into your spirit. Precious soul, the angels watch over your table and your life continuously. My child, every glance, every movement, every bite is now under sacred vigilance. Beloved, you are empowered, safe, and aligned with divine guidance. Precious soul, your awareness and the light of heaven ensure that no shadow may disturb you again. My child, the sacred energy surrounding you is permanent and steadfast. Beloved, your table, your food, and your spirit are blessed beyond ordinary perception. Precious soul, angels remain as guardians, the light a shield, your heart attuned to discernment and peace. My child, every shadow of doubt or deceit has been swept away. Beloved, trust fully in the protection now anchored within and around you. My child, the betrayal is revealed, your table and heart are protected, and I, Archangel Gabriel, will guide you safely tonight and always. Beloved, the angels remain at your side, golden light anchored in your space and your spirit. Precious soul, walk forward with courage, vigilance, and love. Every morsel, every breath, every step is under divine guidance. You are safe, you are blessed, and your clarity will never waver.